Campus of the University of Illinois, and we're starting at 133. That's where we're starting tonight. All-American Luke Pletcher up against Dylan Duncan. I'm Tim Johnson along with Jim Gibbons. It's number 2 ranked Ohio State visiting the number 12 ranked Illini.
Right into wrestling, Tim, and if you're at the Illini, you're kind of used to this because you look at your schedule here and you see Pletcher going hard here with a nice little go behind there, and that's exactly what a guy like he needs to do, is get on the offense right away and kind of force it here after the tough match he had against Stefan Micic in that big duel here last week, and goes out there and immediately starts scoring points.
Use those hands. There you go. Here you go. Take his elbow.
Pletcher, an All-American last year, finishing 4th in the country.
3-time state champion out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Greater Latrobe High School. Luke Pletcher. Dylan Duncan, engineering major, 2-time state champion in Illinois from Lombard Montini Catholic High School.
Yeah, and Duncan's doing a nice job of keeping position here so far with Pletcher. And Pletcher, a guy that likes to go ahead and get on his offense right now, and that's one of the big improvements we've seen this year with him, is getting a lot of bonus points. And this is great for him here, right back in another shot. He's able to go ahead and lift the leg up to the chest here. He's able to go ahead and maybe come close to collecting the far ankle, but good scramble here by Duncan, and that's going to end up being a stalemate. Something to get the crowd into.
Nice crowd here on a night that's a whole lot warmer than it's been.
Yeah, nice scramble, nice little shot here, and you can see that Duncan does a nice job of following through, gets that far ankle back, when he's able to reach back into the crotch and get to the far, both ankles there, and tie Pletcher up.
Dylan Duncan last year in the Big Ten Championships was 5-1. He won 5 matches. His only loss was to Pletcher. And Pletcher, tremendous NCAA tournament last year, getting 4th, and a great start to this year, and just kind of a, like you said, a tough match last week.
Yeah.
Versus a very tough, top-ranked Stefan Micic from Michigan.
And, you know, when you have matches like that where it doesn't end up the score that you want, you get, you know, fell behind early in that match with a 6-point move, and you just kind of got to shake it off, and you can't wait for the next time to go out there and compete.
Yeah, Pletcher's a tough kid. I mean, first of all, I love his recruiting story. He wanted to come to Ohio State. Tom Ryan wasn't real fast on pulling the trigger to offer, and he passed up on some offers from other schools, and he was very patient. He and Coach Ryan and the coaching staff are all very glad he was, and he paid the price the first year because he stepped up to 141, filled in, wrestled very well, but it certainly wasn't the weight class he was recruited for, and he's right in on the single now at 133. Nice scramble by Dylan Duncan.
Yeah, that's just beautiful job by Duncan here with anticipating and kind of dipping back and dipping his right shoulder back in and squaring up really nice. And you can do a lot with a guy that wants to compete after he's given that leg up like that.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Defense Soap. Defend what you have built on the web at defensesoap.com. And here we are, Pletcher versus Duncan. Reagan filling in for McKenna, injured right now against Mike Carr. And Hayes against Baroni at 157.
The 2 ranked guys there, 9th and 8th. Okay, then we're going to see Romero, Caleb Romero, and the back half of the meet there. But Duncan has an opportunity to jump up to his feet here. This is a pretty good job of covering up, and he ties the score up.
2-2, second period. Early takedown by Pletcher gave him a 2-0 lead. 2 escapes by Dylan Duncan. Ties up the score.
Yeah, you saw the lineups there. Ohio State without McKenna, right, in the lineup here, and Malik Heinzelman will not be going at 25.
And neither will Singletary at heavyweight. Yep. Either sick or tweaks injuries, but that is certainly 3 solid wrestlers that Ohio State is missing out on tonight.
And we didn't have a chance to mention this in the open, but Illinois, they've going to wrestle 8 out of the top 12 teams in the country this year. What a, you know, is it a year where they're down just a little bit, maybe not quite the dual meet team that they had last year. Remember last year they took the Iowa Hawkeyes into the heavyweight match and just didn't need to get pinned in that match, and then they gave up the fall and ended up losing the meet, but very good accomplished dual meet team last year. And then they come follow it up with just how the rotation works. They're wrestling Missouri and 7 other top 12 Big Ten teams in this rotation.
And as far as a home schedule, they've gone Minnesota, Iowa, tonight Ohio State, and then they still have Penn State coming in. So great wrestling for the Illini fans, who I mentioned they're in here tonight, about 1,000 strong or so. And wow, that polar vortex caused havoc throughout the Midwest, but it's like balmy out here now, and the people have come out for a good matchup between the Buckeyes and the Illini.
For Duncan with short time left to get that takedown attempt. Pletcher going to choose the bottom position, and we'll see how quickly he can get out. Pretty accomplished in the bottom position. Usually doesn't have too hard of a time getting out from underneath. Only 23 seconds of riding time for Pletcher. You know, so if you're Duncan, well, he gives the quick release. So,
you know, just watching the body language here, it's impressive on both of them. It doesn't look like, I mean, I like the color of the look in Dylan Duncan and the way he's stepping forward. It looks like he's got the tank left to make something happen. But, hey, scoring against Pletcher, he's like a big wall that's built out there, and getting past his head defense is hard for everyone. Except Meach certainly broke the code last week.
Well, it's some sort of, now Duncan in on a shot. See if he's got his hands locked. And this is the second part of the defense, though, that's really strong. Pletcher just really has really good hips and extremely strong legs for this weight class. Roll through attempt there. And Pletcher looked like he was able to cut the corner a little bit closer on that. Now he's got Duncan popped over his hip. Now Duncan pops back up. Gets in a little bit better position. Can he keep that right ankle free, though? Now the splits part of the defense. Guys are so flexible anymore. Now he's controlled the wrist. He's doing the right thing. He's trying to improve his position, but comes up hard. Shelves the leg real hard, but Pletcher's able to get that right leg back down on the mat. Look at that flexibility there by Pletcher. He's got him rolled over to some degree. Can he drive forward here? And now that Pletcher has that ankle, that stopped the drive of Duncan.
Yeah, and it hurt Duncan there. It was bent past the where a knee should be bent. Great effort by Dylan Duncan and good defense by Pletcher.
Yeah, let's take a look at this right here. You can see that, as you mentioned, Tim, definitely a potentially dangerous situation.
Duncan really has an opportunity here, Jim, to get this crowd in early on for the upset bid against the Buckeyes.
And see what he can do. He wasn't able to get to the leg or finish on the leg. I expect some sort of snap or slide by. He's got to push in to be able to get that. And it's really hard to take territory from Pletcher.
And Pletcher's going to fend off the offense of Dylan Duncan, who did come forward in a game effort in the third period. Winner, Luke Pletcher, 3 points on the board for the Buckeyes, out front now 3-0 over the Illini after 133. That's where we started.